Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Research Made Simple with Dr. Lin. One of the most concerns among graduate students is writing the rationale of the study. Many know their topic, have identified their variables, and even have a title in mind. But when asked to write the rationale, they suddenly feel lost. If that sounds familiar, don't worry. In this video, will simplify the process and discover that writing the rationale does not have to be difficult. Let me ask you, have you ever said to yourself, I already have my title, I already know my variables, but when my advisor asked me to write the rationale, I didn't know where to begin? If your answer is yes, don't worry, because Dr. Lin will simplify these things for you. Many master's and doctoral students experience the same challenge. Fortunately, there is a simple way of understanding and organizing the rationale of the study. Why do many students struggle with writing the rationale? Some think that it is merely a summary of related literature. Others believe that it is simply a collection of citations and references. And some confuse it with a statement of the problem. But the truth is, the rationale serves a different purpose. It explains why the study deserves to be conducted in the first place. So, what is the rationale of the study? Simply put, it explains why the research should be conducted. It answers important questions such as, why is this topic important? What problem exists? What gap needs to be addressed? And how will the study contribute to existing knowledge or practice? In essence, the rationale justifies the conduct of the study. I would like you to think of the rationale as a courtroom argument. Imagine yourself as a lawyer presenting evidence before a judge. The judge represents your readers, advisors, or panelists. Your evidence consists of facts, statistics, literature, and previous studies. These evidences will be the basis of the judge for his decisions. So your objective is to convince the judge that your study deserves to be conducted. In other words, the rationale is not simply written, it is argued. To make writing easier, I would like to introduce what I call the 5C formula. First, context. Second, current situation. Third, concern or gap. Fourth, contribution. And finally, consequences or significance. These five components provide a logical flow that can guide you in writing a compelling rationale. The first component is context. Begin broadly by describing the issue or phenomenon under investigation. Provide a background that allows readers to understand the general topic. For example, The rapid advancement of digital technologies has transformed educational practices worldwide. At this stage, you are introducing the landscape or environment in which your study is situated. The second component is the current situation. This is where you present existing realities supported by evidence. You may use statistics, related literature, reports, or previous studies. For instance, despite technological advancements, many teachers continue to encounter challenges in integrating technology into instruction. By doing so, you establish that the issue is real and worthy of attention. Next comes the concern or gap. This is perhaps one of the most important parts of the rationale because in here you need to identify what is lacking. Ask yourself, what do we still need to know? What remains unresolved? What is missing in existing studies? For example, limited studies have examined the relationship between digital leadership and teachers' technological proficiency in Region 8. This gap provides the justification for conducting the study. The fourth component is contribution. Here you explain what your study intends to provide. For example, this study seeks to provide empirical evidence regarding the influence of digital leadership on teachers' technological proficiency. By stating the contribution, you highlight the value and uniqueness of your study. The fifth component is consequence or significance. Ask yourself, who will benefit from the study? Will it help teachers, school heads, students, researchers, or policymakers? Identifying beneficiaries emphasizes the practical importance of the research and its potential impact. Let's now see how these components work together. First, identify the problem. Then, describe the current situation. After that, point out the research gap. Next, explain why the study is needed. Finally, emphasize its contribution. Notice that writing the rationale follows a logical progression. It tells a story and builds a convincing case for conducting the research. Now let's discuss some common mistakes. Avoid writing definitions only. Avoid presenting citations without synthesis or analysis. Avoid repeating the statement of the problem. Avoid neglecting the research gap. And avoid writing ideas that lack logical flow. Remember, a well-written rationale should be coherent, persuasive, and evidence-based. Before we proceed, I want you to remember something very important. Many students think that writing the rationale is simply about filling pages with citations and references. But that is not really the purpose of the rationale. A rationale is not simply written, it is argued. In other words, you are making a case. You are persuading your readers, your advisor, and even your panel members that your study deserves to be conducted. Through your rationale, you are telling your readers three important things. First, you are convincing them that the problem you are investigating is real and significant. Second, you are showing that a gap in knowledge exists, that there are still questions that remain unanswered and issues that need further investigation. And third, you are demonstrating that your study is the logical next step. Your research is not random, it is a response to an existing problem. It fills an identified gap and ultimately it contributes to knowledge and practice. So, remember this, dear researchers. Irrationally is not simply written, it is argued and it persuades the reader that your study deserves to be canon. If there is one thing I want you to remember from this lesson, it is this. The rationale answers the question why. The statement of the problem answers the question what. And the methodology answers the question how. These three components are interconnected and together they provide the foundation of your study. So, does writing the rationale have to be difficult? Not necessarily. Remember the five C's. Writing a rationale is not about filling pages with citations. It is about convincing readers that your study matters and deserves to be conducted. And as we continue our journey together, you'll discover that research becomes easier, one concept at a time. So, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Research Made Simple, and share this video with your classmates, colleagues, and fellow researchers. Feel free to leave your questions and suggestions in the comments section below. Thank you for watching, and remember, research doesn't have to be complicated. Together, let's move from confusion to completion. One chapter, one concept, and one learner at a time. See you in our next episode where we will discuss another important component of Chapter 1. This is Dr. Lin. Until next time, keep learning and keep researching.